Rachel, we are sitting here in London, so I feel contractually obliged to ask you about the budget, around positioning ahead of the budget. I mean, are we seeing nervousness in gilt markets, in the pound? What's the setup?
Yeah, so I think, that definitely feels like it's the big story of the day for markets, certainly this morning. Looking at kind of where we're at in UK assets, we've obviously seen the pound had a very strong run after the elections in July, but that's now slipped off. It's from its two-year high. Gilts have been under a little bit more pressure over the last month, particularly looking kind of at the spread of gilts to their safer peers like German bonds. So that's kind of something that we're watching. And stocks have been kind of trending sideways really since April, and I think what that tells you is that investors are really looking for a reason to re-establish some of their bullish bets on the UK. Like coming into the election, there was a sense of kind of change, and that this was going to be a new era for UK and potentially UK assets with more stability for those markets. But now we need to see whether the UK government can deliver that in the budget. So I think those are where we're at in the assets. But the bigger issue is really going to be this reputational one. Can the UK once and for all draw a line under kind of the Liz Truss era, as it were, and show that it is open for business and a place that investors can trust?
OK, so we focus on the reputation issue for the UK on the back of this budget. Currently to the US, 424 right now in the US 10-year. So some moves there, yields lower after they got to, what, 434? What's the story around the debt issuance in the US and how that played into the bond markets yesterday? Yeah,
so we've obviously had quite a few auctions this week. We've seen 2-, 5- and 7-year debt sold. But today we also get the Treasury's quarterly refunding announcement. This is basically where they come out and say, here's how much debt we plan to issue over the next 3 months. We're expecting to see them announce $125 billion more of debt to be issued. That is in line with what we've seen in recent quarters. But the big question is really about how they communicate what is next. Because they've been saying in the last few announcements that they plan to keep sort of their auctions steady in coming quarters. But we have an awful lot of uncertainty coming through in terms of government spending plans, given that we have, of course, the US election next week. So there's that huge uncertainty kind of hovering on the lines. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they communicate that, how much they are prepared to say we're going to keep things steady for quarters, still to come, when they don't really know, who is going to be in the White House and how that is going to affect spending plans.
The yen. Almost as flat as it's possible to be against the dollar right now, Rachel, but that is not always the case. We have a BOJ meeting tomorrow, don't we?
We do, yes, and I think the communication piece is going to be key there. No one is expecting there to be a hike, but when we look at the yen, we've seen the yen weakening back towards levels where prior to the BOJ's last hike back in July. So it's going to be a real question of to what degree they indicate more hikes to come in December or January.